Welcome in, curious crafters, to the 1 hour Saturday Spotlight. Apologies for the late start for those that have been here. There were a couple of little technical difficulties, but we're all good now. Woo! Today we will be highlighting Chatelain Makes. Any questions seen within the chat at any point, start to finish, will be saved and asked at the end when Lorraine's 1 hour interview with myself is complete. Now, Lorraine, I see you down there with a big grin on your face. I'm hoping it lasts. Please try and ignore the chat as best you can. Love my avatar for a little while, and I'll begin the countdown clock as soon as you come up. When you're ready, give me a thumbs up. I have 2 thumbs up. Woohoo! Welcome in, Lorraine.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for asking and begging and pleading that I bring you up. I mean, had to fit you in somewhere, I guess. Right. Are you ready for your first question?
Sure.
Let's get going. Why? I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to bring you up large for this one. I'm going to make you large for this one. Lorraine, why should we watch and subscribe to you?
Well, I've been watching the craft and the yarn dyeing YouTube programs or channels for a while, and I've thought, I can do this as much as the next person. So what I try to do is help people learn what I've learned and learn some of my experiences, and help somebody who doesn't know even where to begin. Help them start from the beginning. I'm fairly new at this. I started in 2017, but had a 2-year break, 3 years, actually a 3-year break in this craft. And I loved it from the first batch that I did before it was even done. So I'd like to pass on that enjoyment to someone else and help the next person who thinks that I could never do something like that. I think everybody has it in them. They just need that little bit of extra push and encouragement. And hopefully with my channel, I can do that for at least one person out there.
Push me, Lorraine, push me, push me. It's a very, very nice answer. Well done. I'll make you small again so you don't feel quite as intimidated. But good answer. Next question. For this particular craft, what are your I can't live without it craft room essentials?
Well, I need pan. I need my stove in my kitchen or a heat source of some kind. The yarn, of course, water, and a type of dye, whether it be natural dye or an acid dye.
And do you tend to veer more toward the chemical dyes or the natural?
Right now, I've been using more chemical dyes, but I do have.
She's going to show something. It means I need to make a big.
These are food coloring dyes. I don't know if you can see them.
Oh my gosh, there's all sorts.
They're gel. I get these. You can get these at Michael's or Walmart, and I had one that leaked in there. But they are edible. And these ones you can use with natural fibers. They do not work well with cotton, although you can get some. It's more of a tint, a pale tint than coloring. And that's actually what I started. I started off that way with, I have another. This used to be about 10 inches.
Flipping heck.
And this is wool. It's a double strand of wool.
Mm-hmm.
And I started with this in a crock pot with water, vinegar to add the acid so that your coloring actually adheres to the wool fibers or the fibers of your yarn if you're using something other than wool, and food coloring, and heated it up, and I loved it.
And then your hand dyeing took over again.
Yes. Well, actually, that was my very first one. And then I've been seeing more with acid dyes. So I ordered some acid dye from Amazon because we can't get it here in the stores, in our craft stores. So it has to be ordered online for us here in Canada. And I started dabbling in that. Picked myself up I also bought a small ventilator mask, not a huge one like that was on one of your previous podcasts or previous spotlights, but I do have a smaller.
Hang on, I'm going to make you big again.
Okay. I do have a smaller version from Amazon. This was like approximately around $20, and it does have a filter inside. Comes with extra filters, and you don't want to leave it on too long, but you do need it for when you're using the acid dye for mixing purposes.
And how often do you need to change the filters in those?
I haven't used it enough to. I only have it on like maybe 5 minutes at a time. So the filters will last a long time unless you are wearing it like for an hour or so.
Yeah.
Probably you would need to change it more often than that, like more often, but 5 minutes, 10 at the top, tops, that I have that on, and it fits so snug and I have claustrophobia to some extent, so I don't want to leave the mask on any longer than I have to. Mm-hmm. So as long as your acid dye is in powdered form, you do need to have the mask on. So if I'm doing anything with powdered forms, that's when I put the mask on.
Next question. Are there any crafters or designers that you particularly look up to when you're doing your hand dyeing? I.e., if you see somebody, let's say on a different platform, and you see a dye and you're like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder how they did that, and you might read up on it and try and do it yourself. Is there somebody that you look up to for that? Somebody that you follow?
I do follow ChemNet tutorials with Rebecca Brown on YouTube, but I get a lot of my color inspiration off of Instagram. I have several people that I follow from there, and it's mostly just for to get inspiration from the colors that they have used. Because they post pictures of their colorways on Instagram.
Yeah.
And the yarns look so beautiful. So it gives me ideas of what colors that I want to try to put together. And of course, mine never turn out the same way, but they're all originals. Whether it's a failure to some people or not.
No failures.
No, there isn't. Because if you want to make me big again, I will show you one.
I'll make you big again.
This one actually was a failure, but it was supposed to be turquoise and pink speckles. and
But
it is
it's like tie-dye.
Yes, it's more true to color. It is blue with some pinks.
And purple. Don't forget the purple.
Yes, and of course my favorite color, the purple.
I quite like that. That ain't no failure, girl. That ain't no failure.
No, that's why I said there are no failures. There are I think, turnouts that turn out surprisingly beautiful and better than what you had hoped for. And there are ones that turn out specifically by mistake. But I never know how things are going to turn out until after I wash and dry them.
Always nice to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question. What do you do to make your workspace an inspiring place to be?
Well, as you can see, my yarn room, my craft room doesn't have, there's not much organization. It is organized to an extent. Every now and then I do try to straighten it up. I do have behind me, I don't know if you can see over here, I do have a stash of from Knit Crate. There's eyes, and also online on Instagram, I have orders from Turkey, and I try to get light yarns that I can dye the yarns, and some I do get buy from the big box stores or Michael's, because Michael's is our only other craft store other than the big box. And if I get a light enough ball of yarn, then I can overdye it.
Is there any particular, you say you're new to coming back to this, so have you yet found a particular wool, cotton, yarn, whatever you want to call it, have you found a particular one yet that is your favorite to use because it works well for you?
As a base, right now, not really, because I haven't had that many bases other than the ones that came in my yarn dyeing kit from Knit Picks. Other than the big ball of wool or the other balls of wool that I bought from Turkey. I'd like to try and order some slub bear yarn.
What now?
It's called slub. It has little nubbies. It has little nubbies on it.
Ooh.
And as far as I know, Knit Picks is the only one that has it. So, and with the currency conversion and shipping, it's kind of put on the I'd like to get list.
It's the back burner bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or should I say it's on the back burner for your back burner.
Exactly. Well, I use my back burner. Actually, I use my two front burners.
Oh, see, now I'd know that if I watched your channel.
And I have a big.
Need to take better note.
I have a big chafing pan that I bought from Amazon, and it fits across. It doesn't fill the top of my stove, but it fits across, and it's better for me to put it across the front, so it's easy access to me when I'm doing it, when I'm dyeing the yarn, as opposed to front and back.
Look at her upgrading.
Slowly, gradually upgrading.
That's it. You got to do it slow, girl. Okay. So along the same lines, where do you look for inspiration?
Mostly Instagram.
any particular direction you search for? Do you search for particular people or a type of yarn or colouring, or just let's see what happens?
It's mostly colors. And like my niece posted a picture. It was a scenic picture. And actually it was a sunset. And it would have been like, it's a perfect picture to draw colorways out of and try to replicate the colors in there. So it just mostly for coloring. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a yarn. It could be like not indoors, but a lot of outdoor sceneries, outdoor pictures.
Right. Next question is, see, now I'm thankfully, because I do actually watch your channel, despite the previous question, I do actually know the answer to this, but I'm going to let the people know. When was the last time you cleaned or purged or organized your craft room?
I straightened up. I tidied up a bit. That would have been last month.
It was last month.
It was. Actually, I tidied up some after I made my Scorched Earth challenge video.
And I've got to say, I remember watching that video going, what the heck? Oh my god! Oh, and there's more. Oh my gosh, there's more. Oh my god! Like through the entire lot. Yes, I remember that video. Okay. When do you feel the most creative?
Mind-wise, when I'm trying to go to sleep. My mind just keeps going and thinking of different colors and what I want to dye. I have wool and wool blends, and I have some acrylic that I can over dye. And I just try to think, well, if I use the acrylic, what colors could I use with that it would turn out a nice colorway. But a lot of times it is when I'm trying to go to sleep, because I have trouble shutting off my mind.
It certainly sounds like it. You need a mallet, girl. Okay, next question. This is quite good because this is along the same lines as we've just spoken about. What do you do to keep yourself, your space, and your time organized?
Well, I devote most of my time to my craft. I do prioritize what actually needs to be done or that I have to do, and I work it into my day around my crafts.
Craft is priority no matter what. Well, everyone else can wait.
I'm retired now, so before, work used to get in the way of my craft. So now my craft is my priority. And unless it's family or medical, then it's pretty much second on the list.
I love that. I love it. Okay, next question. How do you combat creative blocks?
Well, because I do other crafts, I switch up. If I'm having a mental block or where to the point where this isn't working out for me, I will switch to a different craft.
That's a good way of doing it, and then you come back with a fresh look.
Exactly.
We live in such a mass-produced society. Why should people continue to make things by hand rather than buy mass-produced?
For the uniqueness. When it's mass-produced, it's repeating the same pattern all the time.
Mm-hmm.
One in 5 people are wearing the same colorway, or 1 in 5 houses have the same home decor because they're using mass production. When you get something that is handmade, it is one of a kind, and it can't be reproduced exactly the same. So it shows part of the person's personality instead of working around a mass production piece where everybody else or your neighbor has the same thing.
I completely agree. I love the uniqueness. I love it when I make a new project and Beanie comes along and puts a hole in it, and I'm like, well, that's okay. It's mine. It's unique.
Even when you make a mistake, that mistake cannot be replicated.
Yes, and it proves that you made it.
Right.
Okay, next question. What is your number one craft tip for hand dyeing, or the best craft tip that you have been given?
Wear gloves. And even then you end up with some dye on your hands.
It's inevitable.
Wear gloves. I have a big box that I bought from, I think I got it from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And it lasts, like a huge box. I'm talking a huge box. Not a little box, but a huge box. So, and I get some of my stuff from Dollarama, which is across the street from me. So,
oh, that's handy.
Right. They don't, mind you, they don't have some stuff I'd like that they don't have, but if I can get it from there and try it out, I do. If I get it and try it and it's a piece of crap, as some people would say, then I'll buy it for somewhere else with better quality.
I like your style. That'd be me. That would be me. As long as I had the pennies in my pocket, of course. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Next question. You have to excuse me. Every now and again, I'm having to blow Beanie away because she's stuck her back foot in me gob near enough, and she's cleaning and wanting kisses all at the same time. This is a difficult position for an interviewer to be in. Right. Next question is. This is the one that is every single week. I'm guessing you've got it on your cheat sheet. Go for it. What is your ideal craft room? If your craft room could get a makeover, price not an option, what would you have done to that craft room?
I would like it to be at least twice the size of it that it is, and have cubbies or some kind of cubicle shelvings along the walls. Right now I have mine mostly along the wall, and pretty much along every wall that I can have. And in my double closet, we removed the doors. So, but I would like
Who needs doors?
Well, they're under the bed. So
yeah, who needs doors? Like, really?
The doors, they're bifold doors, so they take up more room. That's less space that I have to put my craft stuff.
Yeah, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Who needs them?
So, yeah, I would like to have it at least minimum twice the size that it is now, and a lot of shelving.
Any particular colours, window, ornamenty bits, desk? etc.?
Doesn't necessarily have to have a desk, because I do most of my crafts either in the kitchen or in the living room, or sitting on my bed. So, but I do love to have the windows. I have a window in this room, and I like that.
And I will point out to those in the chat, I did ask her to close the curtains. They were open, but they were turning her into more of an angel than she actually is, because she was just glowing. So I did ask her to shut them. So apologies, people. That's not her normal way. Okay, next question. What occasion or holiday do you like to craft for the most?
I would say Christmas.
Yep, give me reasons, girl.
But it's not. It's more of using what I have and making things for Christmas gifts, and making decorations or home decor. Last year I was on a gnome kick and snowmen, so I made a lot of those and used those for decorating my house.
I want to see a snowman.
Oh, Christmas, and that's my favorite holiday, Christmas.
It's a lot of people's favorite.
Plus, I start as soon as Christmas is over. Then I start thinking about
next Christmas
and preparing for the next one.
Good girl. Okay. Just imagining snowflakes and snowmen all over the place and hand-dyed yarn that's got sparkles in it. Okay, next question. What is the one crafting trend that you have not liked?
I don't really do trends, so
good girl.
I don't like, because I don't do a trend. I don't think I could say there's one that I don't like.
Good girl. Good girl. That'd be me as well. Don't do trends. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. Ta-da! Well done. I would pat you on the head, but social distancing and stuff.
Well, it's better than boxing.
What she meant by that, people in the chat, was because she was late and ruining my channel and her spotlight, I wanted to box her ears really badly. But again, social distancing. Okay. Next question. What is your favorite one crafting tool? And yes, you can include all your crafts in this.
My Swift from, I have an Amish, a wooden Amish tabletop Swift. So I like the hanks, and mind you, it is hard on my arms, but I like winding and hanking up the yarn. So I would say
I like that term, hanking
up. Hanking up, yes. It would be my Swift.
The Swift. The Swift. One day, the Swift. Next question. Do you snack while you are crafting?
Yes, but not cheesies.
Not cheesies. What are cheesies?
They're cheese puffs from from Cheetos, because I love those, but if I'm doing my craft, I can't eat them because they leave orange bits all over, and you get it on your work. So, but I do snack in between.
But what do you snack on? Come on, girl, reveal everything.
Right now it's carrot sticks, but I prefer to snack on like a licorice or peppermint candy. Sometimes raw peppers.
Oh, yes, please. Okay.
But nothing that leaves crumbs. So no cookies, no bread or toast. No, for that I'd have to take a break.
See, now I would turn around and say, if anything was near me, there would be no crumbs because my gob would hoover them up. There's no such thing as crumbs. That's waste of food, that is.
But also too, if I don't want to eat something, I will pick up knitting or crocheting, because then I can't eat it because I'm doing this. So, but occasionally I do snack while I'm doing my crafts. Yes, except for the yarn dyeing, which then I snack in between.
Why not? I like the sound of the carrot sticks. Like when you crunch. More. Next question. I'll do one more question. Good. And then I want carrot sticks. Okay. What was your biggest hand dyeing expense?
My Swift.
Do you dare reveal how much, or is it? Do you know what? It was expensive. We'll leave it at that.
It was over $50 Canadian.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was for, you said, an Amish wooden Swift. Yes.
It's a Stanwood. So it's one of the higher, better quality Swifts, and I wanted a wooden one because the metal ones I've seen or with plastics tend to bend. Yeah. So I splurged. I splurged on my Swift, but that's my most expensive.
I like it. Okay. We are now halfway through. So Lorraine, if you'd like to take a drink.
Or two.
or 5 if you like.
It's coffee.
Coffee. She's got coffee. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have stopped the timer just to address our live audience. Thank you so much for joining us, people that are in here right now. Any of your questions and compliments are being saved. So please bring out the questions, bring out the compliment. If you see something that you really like, or if Lorraine has said something in particular that you're like, oh, I love that idea. Oh, I admire that. Get it in the chat. It will be given to Lorraine. Nothing is left out. But that will be after the hour with me, which we've got another 29 minutes left. So keep them coming in. And if you yourself are a crafter or would like to nominate someone, please send me an email. The address is in the description right down the bottom. Because if I don't get any people come into my email before Thursday, Miss Lorraine is our very last spotlight crafter. I don't want that. I want to bring you guys up, so email me. Anyway, my desperation plea is now ended. Lorraine, shall we restart the timer and finish the second half?
Okay, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Okay. So the next question is, do you ever involve children in your crafts?
Not this particular one, but I have, my niece has a little girl that they live about 3 hours from here. Mm-hmm. And any of my amigurumi that I make, she tests it. If she likes it, then it's a go. And not necessarily amigurumi. I made some kitty purses or handbags, and I gave her a pink one. She likes pink. Mm-hmm. And
poor girl,
you couldn't take it away from her. You got dirty looks if you even try to grab it from her or take it. So if it's Haley approved, then it's
All
good
good.
item. So that's the only extent. But yeah, my yarn dyeing, no, because I work on the stove.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we live in a age restricted building. So my grandchildren are older. They're in their one's in their 20s and the other are in their late teens. So, and they don't live near here. So, yeah, the answer for the kids is no, not at this time.
Right, I'm going to pause the timer just for a moment, and you're going to hate me for this, but I'm so sorry. Do you want to open one of your curtains again? Because you've gotten
Sure.
so dark.
I noticed that. Must have
You're
overcast.
disappearing on us, Lorraine.
Must have overcast, or I can try the light. I did.
I mean, let's face it, I need to see that blue top you're wearing, Lorraine.
Is that better?
That's much better. Thank you. Now we can see when you smile.
I just turned the light on.
That's fine. Either way, curtains or light, at least now we can see you again.
Yes, and I actually have a top on and not my pajamas.
All right, rub it in, girl. Rub it in.
No, that actually is a running joke with my brother from another different parents, but it is a running joke that since I retired, I pretty much wear pajamas around the house. So,
and what's wrong with living in pajamas?
Nothing.
There we go. Right. Okay, let's start the timer again and we will carry on. Next question. What is the best craft project you have ever made?
Ever? I have a shawl that I made with my hand-dyed blue yarn.
Is that a hint?
Yes.
Okay. I can't turn it around, but give me a second so I can share the screen with you people. I don't know why it's not. Oh, there we go. I'm lagging a little bit. You guys, I apologize that I can't turn it around. But let's get that up. Bear with me, it's coming. Okay, there we go.
That was made with my first batch of hand-dyed wool.
So we've got teals and blue and purple and pink speckles. And I'm guessing this is the blocking process as well.
That is my blocking pads. Yes, my blocking process.
So there we go. This was made with Lorraine's hand-dyed yarn. Gosh, she's popular while she's being interviewed, isn't she? Overly popular girl. Okay. There we go. Let's bring you back. Let's reverse this slightly and say, what is the best handmade gift you have ever received?
I can't recall if I ever even got a handmade gift.
Don't say that.
No, that is wrong. That is wrong. Mittens from my grandmother. When we were kids, hand knit mittens.
Oh,
that was so long ago I almost forgot. But yeah,
that's sweet. I like because there's sentiment in there.
Don't have them now, but they're long gone. But yeah, I still remember now that
I'm glad I could bring that memory back for you, Lorraine. Again, I'd pat you on the head, but
it's okay because I don't like getting patted on the head.
Don't say that. I want to call you a good girl and well done. Okay. Do you listen to music while you're crafting?
Sometimes, yes. And I listen to country music.
Anything in particular that any particular artists that you go and steer toward, or is it just, no, I don't care what era, I don't care which direction, it's just this?
I put the TV on the Stingray station of the Hot Country, and it's a mix of artists. So
does that include different eras as well?
It does, to an extent. It does a little bit, but it's not like the old country. I think they may have a station that covers old country music, but this is mostly from, I would say, probably late 1990s and into the 2000s.
Jiving. I say jiving, that's wrong. My gosh. Heel kicking around the house while she's hand dyeing and doing a few spins and tipping her hat and all in her PJs. Okay, next question. What is one crafting tool or supply that you wish you would have invented? That's a tough one.
Oh, yeah.
I've just kind of gone into that. What the heck? It's a tough one.
That's a new question. I'm stumped at that one.
Sorry. This is why you should never research the spotlight, because the questions differ each time.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really research. I just rewatched. I watched some of the replays on a few of the last.
She was doing research and making cheat sheets, guys. She was writing down answers.
Well, it was more points that to recall my memory, and I think I would have to say, like a previous person that was interviewed, is yarn that you could get that's like a sweater quantity of yarn in one package that is does not necessarily have to be hand washed or blocked, and comes in a variety of colors, but I would prefer a lot of bare yarn myself. So yeah, I would say a bare yarn that does not have to be hand washed.
Chatelain unwashed. Buy it now. At Walmart?
But pre-washed, but you do not have to, and bare, but that you do not have to hand wash it when you're for washing instructions.
You can see the little tag now with a picture of the Eiffel Tower on it.
No, it would have a picture of my family farm. And that's the picture. That is the picture that I put on most of my the thumbnail I use for most of my videos. It is the family farm.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And it's hard to see, but my father is actually in that picture, along with his sister and his older sister and his grandparents.
Okay, stop it. Shush. Shh. No, don't shush, because that'll be a waste of spotlight. Okay. What craft project are you currently working on?
My knitted Christmas sweater for my daughter, which almost finished.
She's been saying that for the past couple of weeks. Almost finished, almost finished. I'll send you a picture. I'm still waiting for an updated picture, Mrs.
I know I don't have an updated picture. I have damage to my shoulder, and I have not picked up knit needles or a crochet hook in the past week, to be honest. I'm very limited on how much I can do. So, but it's almost finished. I've sewn the sleeves. I've attached the sleeves to the sweater. I just have to knit the neckband and finish sewing up the sleeves, and it'll be done.
Oh, well, heal quickly, miss. Heal quick. Okay. What motivates you to make YouTube content?
My subscribers and my watchers, seeing comments, wanting me to come back. So it is my viewers and my subscribers, mostly my subscribers, which I would like them to leave more comments, even if it's just, "Hi, how you doing?"
Or maybe the odd little blue heart?
Purple for me.
But
I know, but purple is made up of blue.
But the person
My
leaving it leaves the blue splodge.
My channel, my heart.
That's very true. It's very true. Okay, next question. How old were you when you first learned hand dyeing? When you first learned it?
58. Not quite 58.
And is that because somebody introduced it to you, or you found something and went, "Oh, I could do that"?
I actually had a friend on Facebook. Her name was Jeannie Farham Black. Farnham. Oh, I got it written down because I was going to forget. Jeannie Black Farnham. She, I seen some of her hand dyed yarn, and I just made a comment that I wish I could do that. And through messaging with over Facebook, she helped me do make my first batch of hand dyed yarn. So
that's nice.
It was like a long time thinking, gee, I wish I could do that. But one comment and a really, really generous person that I did not know that well about, other than seeing a picture on Facebook. And she was generous enough to help me. So
that's really sweet. Oh, what a nice lady.
You're never too old to learn.
Never.
And
never.
you're not old. You're not old. You're just older.
And wiser, hopefully.
We still make mistakes, though.
Well, some of us are human. It happens.
Exactly.
Okay. Where do you get most of your supplies from? Which you've already touched on a little bit, but no, give us some more info.
Michael's, as far as the food coloring gel for natural dyes, and Amazon. And I have found through I'm going to get her name wrong. Her name is Feride. She also has a YouTube channel. And can't remember her name. I'll have to look it up. But she introduced me to a yarn outlet in Turkey. It's called Iplik Outlet, and they're on Instagram. And I've put an order in for some of his yarn, and I haven't completed my transaction with him yet. So, but from seeing her unboxings, I know I'm not going to be disappointed, and I do have some bear yarn coming in that order. So
every time you say bear yarn, I'm thinking of someone sitting there knitting from a grizzly.
No.
That's what's in my head.
B-A-R-E, which means
I know
there's
what you
no color
mean, but tell my head that.
I know.
Okay. I'm a good girl, honest.
I don't know if you could make yarn out of bear hair.
hey, we can make yarn out of anything.
Pretty much.
Creative people. Okay. Do you use any particular plans, patterns, etc. to do your hand-dyed?
No, it's all trial and error. So I just look at my supplies of colors that I have and decide, well, I'll try this, that, and the other, and go from there. And
sorry,
I knew that turmeric would give you a yellow color.
Yeah.
And I picked up couple of other spices and recently dyed some of that yarn and to see what it looked like. And it is in the bottom of my bag.
Sorry for the crinkling, guys. I know some of you love it, but just in case you're wearing headphones, I am sorry.
Oops, that one. Okay, I think this is the better one. So for this, I used cayenne powder and turmeric and one other paprika that I used. So the turmeric dyed really well, took really well. The cayenne powder and the paprika just pretty much have kind of little hints of it.
I'm really surprised the paprika didn't take more.
I know. I thought because it was dark that it would. But I don't know.
Turmeric, I mean, you've only got to touch turmeric and you're stained for days.
Yes.
So
yes,
I'm not surprised with that, but very surprised with the paprika.
But that was kind of a out there thing, trying to add different to the turmeric, because I knew the turmeric would work for sure, but the paprika and the cayenne I wasn't too sure on. I was a little hesitant, but I thought, oh, what the heck, let's give it a go and see what happens.
That's it. Gotta give it a go.
I like the way it turned out anyway, so
good. And again, no failures.
No
failures. Okay. What inspired you to start YouTube?
I actually had a few people kind of encourage me. I was playing around with the idea, thinking, gee, I could do that. I can show my works. And one of them was you.
What did I do? I did nothing.
I believe in one statement you said, go for it, girl.
Yeah, okay.
and Antoinette from Two OGs, Hookin' and Stitchin Island Style.
Good girl. Yeah.
Charlene from Charlene Crochet Corner.
Yeah.
My friend Bev and my brother Gary from different parents. Hi, Gary, even though I'm not supposed to say hi.
How do you know he's in here?
He told me he would try. He would be here.
Okay.
And my aunt, Matowny Bun, hello, who gave me a call just before.
Look at her just going on and on. Hello, how are you doing? I can't see you, but I'm saying hello anyway. Shh. Wait. Next question, Mrs. Question. How long does it take you to do a typical hand dye hank?
From start to finish, about a day and a half.
Start to finish.
About a day and a half, yes.
And that's literally from getting the bare yarn right through to hanking it up.
Yes.
Gosh, you're a quick worker. Gosh. Okay.
That's average.
That's fine. That's what I asked for. That's all
Yeah.
good. Cool. Sometimes things happen. It takes longer. Sometimes you're lucky and it's a lot quicker.
Yes.
Sometimes. Okay. Are you known or do you have a particular technique or style?
No.
Anything goes.
Pretty much. Like I said, with the yarn dyeing, it's pretty much trial and error. So I'll try something, and if it doesn't work, then I'll think of something else to try. And but right now, I'm pretty happy with what I do. I start with soaking my yarn and then put it in the pan and heating it up, and then putting the dye and going from there. So, but I do have different ways of applying the dye, but no particular method. It's whatever I feel like that day.
I love that you're a trier, you're a go-getter, and you'll just get on with it. It'll happen.
I'm a little slow, but yeah.
Yeah, the speed isn't a key to very much. A few things, yes, but not in this instance. You're fine.
Slow starter.
Okay, this should be fairly easy for you. What was your very first video?
My very first video was introduction to my channel, and it was also to introduce hand dyeing on March 15th of this year, or January 15th of this year.
See, that was a nice easy one because it's nice and recent, which is great. Easy to recall.
Plus, I have them written in a book.
That helps as well.
with the dates and the titles of what they are.
See, and instead of just looking on YouTube for it, she's got a special book for it. I like that. It's nice to have everything. For me, I write everything down. I've got lists about lists. Love it. Everything's written down. I can just never find where I've written something down. That's the bad thing. Anyway, this isn't about me. This is about you. So I'd like to ask, what do you like most about your hand dyeing?
I think the process. If it would be a little quicker, but I like the process of doing it and seeing the colors come to life, seeing how they interact. They look
different every time.
And they look great in the pan. So I hold my breath when I go to rinse, but
please don't go turning into a Smurf, Lorraine.
No, well, they're blue, your favorite color.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to make you big.
Okay.
We're going to ask a question that was similar to one earlier. But describe what your channel is about to all of those people that have no idea.
So my channel is about yarn dyeing. I help people, hopefully, through the process and guide you or show you what I do and how I do it. My channel is also about crocheting and knitting. I show my works, what I've made. And right now I have some knitting tutorials out, pretty basic, showing people how to knit dishcloths or scarves, which I'm way overdue for another tutorial. But like I said, with my shoulder the way it is kind of hard for me to do it. But right now it is mostly hand dyeing and showing my makes.
Your Chatelain Makes.
Chatelain Makes, and that's why I chose that name. Yeah. Because Chatelain's my family name, goes back a long way, and we have talented, creative people in our family, and I wanted to represent my family and I figured makes, because I make things and it doesn't necessarily have to be yarn related. I also do dabble in some cake decorating. That's why I have so many color gels from for the cake decorating. But yeah, that way I can have on my channel anything that I make.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Next question. Is there anything you really don't like about hand dyeing?
That sometimes it takes a long time. If there was a way that you could speed up the process and still have the same outcome, I would love that. But it is time consuming. So I don't like the fact that it pretty much takes me all afternoon and into the evening to actually do the dyeing process.
It's worth it in the end, girl. It's worth it.
It is. When you see the finished item, it is worth it.
Yeah.
I do have.
Oh.
You want to make me big? I have.
I will make you big.
These were dyed with Berry yarn from Knit Pick. These are not my favorite color. They are my daughter's favorite. Or one is. My husband actually named this yarn, called it Seaweed.
And I remember this. I like this.
It is a really nice green. I'm trying to find that.
Oh, no, bring it back. It was good.
Yeah. It is a really vibrant, it's hard to tell on here, but it is a really vibrant green. And because my husband had named it Seaweed, I said, well, it doesn't actually look like seaweed yet. So I added some chestnut brown and Aztec gold to it and over dyed. Focus. There we go. Oops. I'm going the wrong way.
Some of the gold.
Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. There we go.
I love that, Hank. I remember seeing the video and thinking, well done, hubby.
I've actually had people ask to buy this.
Yeah. There you go. She's in there.
And actually, I had one person ask me before it was even completed, and I said, it's not finished yet. But
you got a talent, girl. People like it. Okay. Okay. It's now time for you to choose your last question from me.
Okay.
So you get to pick a number between 47 and 82.
77. 77. I had a couple of numbers already picked out.
You cheater.
Well, I don't know what the question is, but depending on the range, the number range that I had to pick, 77 is the year my oldest daughter was born. So it's in honor of her.
Okay, your last question from myself is, has the way you have worked changed from when you first started?
Yes. Because I started with crock pot and the food coloring and the wool blend. Actually, I think it's pretty much 100% wool. And I graduated to a large chafing pan and the acid dyes. So that's an improvement. Mind you, I like the way both turn out. And I've also dyed some cotton and acrylic. So I've graduated from wool to wool blends and acrylic and cotton using the acid dyes.
Onwards and upwards.
So going from a crock pot that pretty much once the water's heated, you add your gel, mix it in, and let it set, to a shaving pan where you heat it up, add your dye, keep coming back, and until you think it's done. So it has changed, yes.
She's upgrading, and soon she'll be in a factory. Right. We are now at the end of my portion of the interview. So now we're going to turn to the questions from our live supporters. We have a maximum of 15 minutes here. So if you still have a question to ask, get it in the chat quick, because as soon as I've gone through the questions that I have here saved, that will be the end. And any other questions, you'll just have to go over to Lorraine's channel and go and ask her yourself. Okay, Lorraine, first question. Ingrid's Inspirations asks 2 questions. She's greedy. She wants 2 questions at once. First question, what dye would you recommend for acrylic?
Acid dye. Yeah, right now I use, what kind is it? Right now I use Jaguar acid dye. Oops.
Jaguar.
That is from Knit Picks or Amazon. There is another one, Dharma, that is pretty, I heard is a good acid dye to use as well. But for acrylics, you, from what I hear, you would need to use an acid dye. So,
yeah. Okay. I mean,
the Jaguar I personally have used, so that's why I would recommend the Jaguar, because I've used that one and I know what it
you
works.
know it works, and it works well. Yeah. Ingrid also asks, what is your best method to get a soft ombre?
I have only done tonals, which is pretty much hit and miss. You could start with dipping your yarn into the dye bath and gradually dipping it. If you dipped down so far and then just keep dipping it, you would get a different, you would end up with an ombre going from dark to light, but which is pretty much a tonal. Although I think the difference is that the ombre has a longer change in between, where with the tonal it could be shorter.
See, no, I didn't know that. I'm learning things with you guys. I love the fact that even myself, whoever comes up here, I learn something new, and I'm sat there going, ooh.
Dip dyeing.
Ooh. Okay, next question comes from Knitting Turnpike. What fibers do you like to work with and why?
I like using the wool blends. To me, they seem to pick up the dye quicker, and sometimes your fibers puff out. The one that I did with the turmeric, that the fibers in that really puffed out because the difference in the strand went from, like, say, between a DK weight or 3 and a 4 to like a 5 or a 6, even though was the same yarn that I started with. You couldn't tell that it was the same because it didn't look the same. It really puffed out the fibers. But I enjoy working with the wool blends.
Gina has also asked, How do you choose the colours you use to dye your yarns?
I look at what I have in stock and just think of a, I want to start with, say I want to dye something along the blue lines. So I have different blues, and when it breaks, you end up with, purple, you end up with blue and red shades or pink shades when it breaks. But I try to look at it and pick one color, and it's mostly just what do I feel like using as a main color. Mm-hmm. and then from what I have, I can combine it with, I can add this color and this color and see how that works out. Sometimes you can add two colors together and make a new shade of just one color. But it's mostly I look at it and see, what do I feel like, color do I feel like doing today? And that's how I do it.
Very much mood related.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Next question comes from Karen Y. She says, I'm a hand-dyed yarn noob, so please bear with me. But do you have a favourite hand-dyeing style, such as tonal, speckled, ombre, or solid?
I say more tonals. I am trying to develop a process for speckled, which I haven't come up with, as you've seen that blue and purple and pink yarn. But solids is low on the list of my favorites. I would say tonal, because I haven't actually come up with a speckled yarn yet. Mm-hmm. So from what I've made, it would be the tonal.
Okay, tonals. Knitting Turnpike has asked another question. What is your biggest dyeing success and your biggest failure? And just to answer the bit in brackets, Gina, yes, you did.
I can say my biggest failure.
Sorry for the crinkles.
Yeah, sorry. Was the cotton, because this was supposed to be red and it is pink.
That is definitely pink.
This is another one that's close to the failure. This was supposed to be red and green, and it is light green and pink. And
pink certainly likes to make an appearance, huh?
Yep. And I would have to say the seaweed is my greatest success.
Yay. I like seaweed. I like seaweed, not just to eat, but in yarn now too. Okay, the last question comes from Be Yourself with Jane, who has asked, I was wondering if you had tried dyeing with onion peels.
I had somebody ask me that. I wonder if it's the same person. Left a comment on one of my dyeing videos. I have not tried it yet. The thing with dyeing with the red onions would be you would have to use a lot of the part that I particularly eat when I cut up an onion. But it is on my list. I also have picked up some egg dyeing kits to try. So, but I have not used food as a natural dye. No.
Well, there's another thing to try maybe at some point if you get landed with a great big sack full of onions.
I think it would take quite a bit of the red onion to make the color turn out.
If anyone wants to send Lorraine a sack full of red onions, I think she might be grateful just to give the onion dyeing a go, you know?
Right.
That's an interesting happy mail, is it not?
Well, the thing is, though, it probably cost a lot of people a lot of money shipping it over here with the cost of shipping nowadays. So
I can promise you I'm not sending you any onions, Lorraine.
No. But
right.
I don't think I would be able to accumulate enough before the onions would dry out.
Well, you never say never.
So they wouldn't. Well, that's why I say I don't think I could accumulate enough to actually produce a color.
One day, maybe. Now, Lorraine, our time is up. Thank you to everyone who has joined us at this time when we've been live, and for all your questions and your compliments, which will soon be passed on to Lorraine. Also, a thank you to those who are watching the replay, whether that be on my channel or whether that be over on Lorraine's. It really does help us both with watch hours. So thank you very much. Now, Lorraine, please stay where you are. And to everyone else, thank you very much for joining us. And hopefully, maybe, fingers crossed, see you at another one. If I get a creator come over, please help. People,
thanks, everyone.
help. Take care. Thank you very much. And see you on the other side.